He has broken my strength in mid-course. He has shortened my days. Oh my God, I say, take me not away in the midst of my days. Today is Tuesday, second week in May, and this verse is poignant. If you go back to March 1st, we could not have predicted that the school behind me would be empty. It's locked. There's not a person in the school when it should be bustling. He has broken my strength in mid-course. It's not just school. Wedding plans have changed. When we look at the economy on March 1st, it was strong. When we look at our businesses, they were running strong. The Bruins were at the top of the league. There was a lot of things that we could have looked at, and many of us had hopes and vacation plans and summer plans, and it seems like we were going strong, and he's broken our strength in mid-course. And this morning I want to look at Psalm 102 and consider the psalmist's lament. The title of Psalm 102 says, "A prayer of one afflicted, when he is faint and pours out his complaint before the Lord, before Jehovah." It's okay to pour out our complaints before the Lord. In fact, it's a good thing. It's a good practice to pour out our complaints, to give vent to the feelings and the emotions that are within us. We're all experiencing this crisis differently. Some people have said that it's been great for them, that their business is fine, and that it's great for their family, and that it's been a good break from the rush of life, while other people, of course, are on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And it calls for us to have empathy with each other. Empathy is being able to experience or go through something with someone else, even though you're not experiencing it yourself. This came home to me last week when we were talking about graduation, and the fact that they're talking about doing in-person graduation where the students are socially distanced, but the parents wouldn't be allowed to attend. Well, we didn't like that at all. What parent would want to watch their kid graduate on a computer? But Josh, my senior son, said, at least we have something. At least I can see my friends one more time. At least I can see my teachers one more time. And it was at that moment that I realized that until it affects me personally, until it affects us personally, a lot of times we know, oh, this is hard for so-and-so, but we don't feel it. And so this is a call for empathy, for us to, even if you're not feeling afflicted necessarily, that you would understand that the feelings that people are sharing are real. But listen to the psalmist and what he says. "Hear my prayer, O Lord. Let my cry come to you. Do not hide your face from me in the day of my distress. Incline your ear to me. Answer me speedily in the day when I call." Now, we don't know what the particular situation was. He may have been sick. It may have been a virus. It could have been financial. We don't know what it is. But he does go on to describe what his distress and his affliction is like. He continues, and listen to see if any of this sounds familiar to you. "For my days pass away like smoke." It's like a vapor. You see it and it just disappears. "And my bones burn like a furnace. My heart is struck down like grass and has withered." Listen to this description. "I am like a desert owl of the wilderness, like an owl of the waste places." Now, we don't know if it's actually talking about an owl. The translation of that word is not, we're not sure what kind of bird it is, but it's in a desert. It's in a wilderness. "I lie awake. I am like a lonely sparrow on a housetop. I know that many of us feel like a lonely sparrow on a housetop. Not all of us are able to get out and gather around bonfires with other people. And so my heart goes out to all of us who are in that same situation. My days are like an evening shadow. I wither away like grass. What is an evening shadow? This morning we have the morning shadows. They're long, and as the sun comes up, they'll kind of disappear. And the evening shadows will come, and they'll be long and disappear into the night. And that's what an evening shadow is. It's darkness that turns into darker darkness. And so this is the way this person is feeling. We don't know what the situation is, but they're feeling darkness. But listen to how they continue and how they take courage. The next verse, but you, O Jehovah, are enthroned forever. You are remembered throughout all generations. Whereas my days are like an evening shadow, and my days are like smoke. Jehovah is eternal, and he's remembered throughout all generations. I am finite, he is infinite, and that gives infinite resources, an infinite strength and wisdom. It says, you will arise and have pity on Zion. It is time to favor her. The appointed time has come. If you haven't had a chance to listen to Pastor Stephen's encouragement from yesterday, I encourage you to do that. He talks about the sanctuary of the Lord, and I'm not going to re-give it here. But if you want to understand Zion, you need to listen to that. Because Zion is a word for Jerusalem, but it's much more than a word for Jerusalem. It's kind of like saying America. America is a place, but it's also an idea. Or saying Winnicunnet. I'm in a place, but Winnicunnet also evokes a community. And so I want you to understand that here's this person, and it's interesting to me that in their affliction, they relate their pain to the community. It's my own solitary. It says a prayer of one afflicted. And yet, rather than going into himself, he goes up to eternal God, and he looks to eternal God, and he understands that the Lord will restore Zion, his community. That's what his eternal work is. And so his individual pain, his individual affliction resolves itself in God's eternal purposes for his community. Now, with that in mind, keep listening. For the Lord builds up Zion. He appears in his glory. He regards the prayer of the destitute and does not despise their prayer. The Lord builds up Zion. I've seen some things lately, some political things about open up the churches. Guys, the church is open. It's never been closed. The Lord is building Zion. And yes, we want the church to be open, but we'll do that in good time. The Lord is building up Zion. He looked down from his holy height. From the heavens, the Lord looked at the earth to hear the groans of the prisoners, to set those who were doomed to die, that they may declare in Zion the name of Jehovah, and in Jerusalem his praise, when peoples gather together and kingdoms to worship Jehovah. This is his eternal purpose. And again, I want to reference you to Pastor Stephen's encouragement from yesterday, that this is the work that he's about doing, and his pain resolves itself. Ultimately, he's talking about a person. He's talking about Jesus. Jesus is the ultimate answer to all of our affliction. He's the cipher that decodes our pain and makes sense of it. He has broken my strength in mid-course. He has shortened my days. Oh my God, I say, take me not away in the midst of my days. You whose years endure throughout all generations. My days, your generations. Oh God, don't cut me off, he's praying. But he does, and we die. and our senior years are cut off, and our wedding plans get changed, and our businesses shut down, and our economy collapses, and the Lord does break us down, because he says a broken and contrite spirit, a broken and contrite heart, he will not despise, because he's about something else. He's about building us up and turning our eyes to him and to his work when they're focused on so many other temporary things.